Hello everyone, welcome back to the fourth night of the Masquerade vampire. So we have different option. We have a blow sorcerer Agathon, who we can learn some skills in here. We have searching for hope, which I actually don't really understand what's up with her. Like, oh, she can see things. She'll be crazy. I was like, yeah, it doesn't really help. I still don't know what she can do. Great intuition, that's it. There's the IKEA guy. Gumption into dark. Really? Resisting a violent killings has read restricting Brooklyn Edge, so we mentioned that Kadir Al-Samai has a secret association named D'Angelo. Okay, if you help me, you may be persuaded for a lasting partnership. Oh, the Queen of Fairies! Huh. To be honest, I'm interested to this one, but it gave so little to information that kinda doesn't really humped up my interest. The only thing I got was the internet cafe. Yeah, that's literally what I did got from it. And there is the blood magic. That is really cool. And there's the fairy queen. She can speak with animals. I'm gonna with these two probably, if I don't have enough time. Let's go with Jezebel Chelier. She's a crazy one. Anyway. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Super ready. So ready. Yeah. You make your way through the Grand Army Plaza, passing the Soldier and Sailors Memorial Arc. You have one? Yes, you definitely have one. You have too many, actually. You cannot help but feel a tinge of nostalgia as you picture the place as you've seen it countless times in broad daylight, teeming with life. You quickly go over it and pass through the northwest gate in Prospect Park. The park is usually a maze of unkept foliage and dimly allies. Silence hangs in the air, as it will be at this time of night, and does appear to be any sign of kindred presence. They're hiding. They're using animals to spy on you. You start to suspect Langley Soul's feather a bunch of bullshit, but you're not willing to give up just yet. Really? Already? I wouldn't really question it, to be honest. As you wander your option, you can hear footsteps coming from behind a line of trees. Quick, by evening pace, most likely a late-night jogger. No vampire will take kindly to you feeding in their domain, but then again, perhaps you could kill two birds with one stone, or one stone with a bird. Feeding opportunity, midnight jogger, seek out gangrel of heaven, walk around. I'll take a chance. You lock on the sound of footsteps, predicting the running path, you move swiftly but quietly to intercept them. You hide behind the tree and wait your prey to get closer. A mere second later, a young man in an off-brand brand suit trots into view. You notice a buzz in his ears, beat heavy music bleeding through. That should make things easier. Just as the man passes by, you emerge behind him and plant your hand firmly on his neck. He struggles at first, desperately trying to break free of your grasp. As soon as your fang pierces his skin, panic gives way of peaceful submission. You feel elated and the warm liquid trickles down your throat. A fresh vitae washes over your sense, sending an orgasmic shiver along your spine. Somewhere in the deepest, darkest crevice of your mind, the beast steers in its slumber. You stop feeding just in time, your hunger satiated, the beast falls fast asleep. You see the day's victim on a nearby bench as the word comes back to focus, suddenly realize that something is not right. A big vortex there by side of your head swirl like a vortex. Driven by sheer instinct, you lean back, just a 5-finger shaped razor cut through the darkness, missing your face by an inch. A close shadow jumps back a few paces, preparing to correct its mistake. You catch a glimpse of the silent that looks pretty animalistic. Alright, but he's not the one looking for. For starter, it's a he. Just as he's about to lunge at you, a snarl resounds from the bushes nearby, stopping your foe in their track. Out of the shadow emerges a young woman, baring the teeth ever so slightly. She walks over calmly, her eye fixed at your assailant. Her presence is enough to make him consider attacking you, but not to withdraw completely. He glances over to her, puffing off his chest. Stay out of it, damn, I smell him first. Jesus. Joggers have rough time. Imagine running, just someone assaulting you, just like, you wake up, it's like, what the heck happened? Every time, it's like, every time I went to run, it just collapsed. How about that? She raises an eyebrow but remains silent. Her compatriot turns back towards you. You shouldn't have come here, pretty boy. I'm gonna fuck you up so bad you'll be wearing your tongues as a fucking necktie. Tamika looks at you expectantly. Easy there, I'm not looking for a fight, so you can bug. Let's see your fight! Easy there, I'm not looking for a fight. Hey, big shot. You made your point, okay? Confident badass. I'm not looking for a fight. Tamika tilts her head in a way that's very noticeable, yet strangely expressive. She seems disappointed. The man loosened up, his lips twisting to a wry smile. Clearly, you just gave me the confidence boost he needed. Funny, you don't look like a pussy. You don't smell like one either, so why are you acting like one, huh? Well, guess what? You ain't getting off that easy. Chicken shit. Okay. You don't look like weak. Whatever. Whatever, man. A fierce growl echoes across the alley, stopping the savage in his tracks. Tamika walks over to her comrade, her fangs glistening in the dim lamplight. She puts her hand on the side of his head, caressing his hair and tugging at his ear, as if she was scolding a puppy. She leans over and speaks in a voice that is firm, yet oddly affectionate. It's okay, Raoul, I'll handle it from here. The male gangrel looks at her with a mix of timidity and resentment, then he turns back towards you. Fine, they're not worth an effort anyway. Having said his piece, Raoul retreats into the shadow, although if you were to guess, he's likely to stay within earshot. With her companion gone, Tamika turns to you once more. What do you want? A straight point, I like that. Could use your help. Better to put a leash on that pet of yours. Say to the point, I like that. I don't care what you like. Not with stalling. You have something to say it. I'm looking for partners. I want us to be friends. I want us to be friends. Fair enough, look, I'm new to this whole vampire thingy. I figured it wouldn't hurt to make some friends. People I could count on, and they could count on me. So you want to help me with something because you want me to be my friends. That's about right. Sounds corny, I know. That sounds corny, I know. When you put it that way, it makes that, doesn't it? Yeah, super corny. Uh-huh. She puts on a veneer of skepticism, but you can tell she's intrigued. Corny is not bad, though. I think I'm okay with corny. Fair enough. Let's be friends! Oh, na, 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 na. I'm not okay with putting my ass on the line and getting stabbed in the dark for my trouble. So why exactly should I trust anything you say? This isn't like Jezebel. I don't expect you to. Why should I trust you? I don't expect you, I can make it worth your while. Her expression sours in an instant. For a moment there, you almost had me fooled. I should have known better. Tamika looks to the side, as if you heard her feelings from what you've seen so far. It's not the emotive reaction for her. Quick to realize that she strikes up and turns her piercing gaze towards you. Okay. We have nothing more to talk about. We failed this? We start off wrong. Look, we clearly start off wrong foot. Yes, you did. Now leave. I will only ask once. And with that, you take your leave, and you know better than to argue with our scorned gangrel. Still, you cannot help but to feel a tinge of regret. This could have been the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Oh, well, really? That's rough. Well, we failed this one quite quickly. A little bit disappointed. You need to rest. Oh, well, let's rest then. You notice something strange by the front door of heaven. A letter being slipped under this door. Cream-colored old-fashioned envelope, but there's no name on it, but you know it's meant for you. Opening the letter is clear it's been sent by some incredibly old-fashioned. Rich or a fan of classic stationery, no normal person send letters like this. The note is short and terse, written in elegant, delicate handwriting. You are cordially invited to rendezvous at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. I'll be waiting to make your acquaintance tomorrow night. Look for me closer to God. Huh? What? There is no other information. It looks like you have a mysterious invitation for following night. Fate and Meet, Part 1. You have received an invitation to meet a mysterious summon at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. Okay. That's cool. You haven't been to a church since you became a vampire or a kindred. As the euphemism goes, you had to focus on concrete, practical things like survival and feeding. You learned the essential of the vampire experience, but don't really have a clear idea of what it all means. The Cathedral of St. John, the divine New York landmark, being sighted once before when you were much younger, you marvel at its Gothic facade. Looking at it now across the street, it feels ominous. Extra red. Just popular from an anonymous invitation to a secret meeting is a worrying one, but the venue is well chosen. It's hard to imagine avoiding an attack in a place like this, with eyes everywhere. You enter the cathedral discreetly. You quickly learn this is an essential skill for a vampire, how to move without anyone noticing you. The full force of the cathedral architecture hits you as you walk between the pews. The pews? Isn't that a cool thing? If the architect meant to create a feeling of being small in the face of God's glory, mission accomplished. We are in New York. What the heck? Okay. Based on the note, you're assuming that whoever you're meeting is somewhere in the front. You step closer to the high altar. You feel as if something's dragging at your feet. A stone beneath you resisted your movement. Does God still listen to you? It's been a long time since you prayed. You wonder whether God listens to creatures like you. Fatalistically, you take a step, then another. You're not sure if your God is present in this cathedral, but perhaps it doesn't matter. What you feel is real enough. There's an old man sitting in front, you see only the back of his head, bow down in a silent prayer. Your footsteps echo on the floor, and he turns to look at you. You can not take your eyes off of him. He's tall, dignified, with hair balding, a few strands escaping to the sides. He's wearing a glass and a simple clerical clothing. His eyes are warm and pale, too kind for someone like you. Something's wrong. You feel heavy, as if a giant hand was pressing you down. The skin on your face is burning. Okay. Perhaps unconsciously you expected something like this, as a vampire walking to a cathedral, only it's not the building or God making you feel like you're burning alive. It's the man, the priest. Welcome, my child. So, the priest is burning me alive? The priest's tone is kind, but the writing pan inside you is telling you that kindness is not the likes for you. Run, confront the priest. Confront the priest! The only way to understand this painful feeling is to push forward and confront the priest. As you step closer to the priest, the panic rinses inside you. The emotions are hard to control, fear, anger, pain, all trying to wrestle you a different direction, away. Can I help you? Are you okay? The priest talks to you like you were lost a vagrant who was chosen to enter the house of God. How are you doing this? How are you doing this? I'm afraid I don't understand. It's simply too much. You mutter something coherent. In reply, you don't sound like a vampire or an undead being made powerful by immortal blood. You're just another sad, confused, lost soul. You turn around and stagger away, only feeling like yourself once you are back on the street outside. You stand on the sidewalk, confused and scared. No enemy seems to be attacking you. The priest didn't follow you. The night air is wet with the smells of the city, the same as every night. How did it feel? Painful? You look at the man speaking to you. He well dressed, if a little archaic. Dark hair, handsome, like a character from an old movie. He smiles as if he knows something you don't. You glance around, there are people on the street. You don't appear to be in immediate danger. Why does it hurt so much? There's a question I wanted to talk to you about. Let me introduce myself. My name is Benoit Siegel? Siegel? Steven? Why are you here? We share many things in common, even if you don't know me. Benoit offers his hands to you. You refuse glaring at him. You refuse glaring at him. When he brows rise in surprise and he returns his hand to his side. Would you mind sitting with me for a moment? Benoit points to a park bench nearby in darkness because of a broken streetlight. Where you decide to follow him, only an enemy totally unconcerned with the masquerade will attack you here. Benoit sits down and you follow suit. For a moment you both contemplate the cathedral in silence. I know how it feels, what you just felt. I've experienced it myself many times. For a moment you consider how to respond. It's clear Benoit sent the invitation to come here and orchestrate this little setup. Why do you invite me? Do you try to get me killed? I feel like punching. Why do you invite me? We share a connection, you and I. I'll explain later, but right now the important thing is that it's so much easier to show than to tell. I wanted you to meet Father Anthony or sing him. Experience him, you wonder why it felt like that? It was a priest, it's supernatural, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter? Is it better to just stay away? Maybe it is. Me? I couldn't. It is face that makes you feel like that. He's safe in his belief while you are on the one of that. You ever wonder what's the role of vampire in God's creation? You stop... what? Really? Really? There was vampires on the biblical verses? You stop to think, of course you wondered what it's all about, what is about God nature. You don't really know what being vampire means. That's the trouble with a masquerade. A human faced with a human problem can go online and find something that helps. You can't. The masquerade means that everything there is to know about your condition is a secret. In a way, you'll have to rely on the unreliable opinions of people like Ventrue. Suddenly Benoit takes your hand and presses it against his chest. He stares into your eyes and you feel his heart stop. My heart no longer beats, yet I move, I talk. This is how God intended us to be. No, can be. Let me go. There's a natural explanation. Well, I don't believe it's a supernatural, it's a natural explanation of all this. You just know it. Maybe there is, I don't know either, but I know that Father Anthony's fate is real. Sometimes he's skeptical too, but in Father Anthony's presence, I know fate is real. I know it because it hurts so much, but perhaps you have questions about fate in our kind. How do you know any of these stories are true? How do you know any of these stories are true? I don't. How could I know? This is what fate is. We have to believe into something. Good and evil, right and wrong, love and hate. I believe we are damned. I also believe there is always hope and grace. Father Anthony's fate showed me the way. It's so easy for us to lose ourselves in a morass of occult speculation. Some of our kind revere Cain, others Lilith. Really? Why Cain and Lilith? Many of the in the Camarilla place their faith in visible guidance of the Methuselahs who are supposed to watch over us. Yet I wonder how much that really matters when compared to the character of a good man. Yeah, just came to talk about religion. These are just crazy vampires, sorry. Yep, I know it's overwhelming. It was for me when I first met Father Anthony. I know there are others like him whose faith shines like a beacon. Priests, old ladies, children, anyone can have that conviction inside them. I have to pray for against. I have to go. This is too much. Just expect me to go along with all this insanity. Benoit nods patiently. Let me meet again in a few nights here in the cathedral. We can talk more after you talk the truth. You leave Benoit sitting in the shadow of the cathedral contemplating what lies within. It will be easy to ignore his words without the reality of what you experience. Father Anthony was holy, you know it to be true, but what does that mean? Let's meet my boy! Let's learn warlock thingy. We're probably gonna fail miserably. You're about the address given you by surfing a small bookstore smack dab in the middle of Broadway in all places. What really catches you off guard though is the store display. From what you heard about the Tremor, they are infamous for their ties to the occult and the mystical. And yet now, looking at the oddball collection of items in the display window, it all feels borderline satirical. The books here cover everything from Ayurvedic practice and homeopathy to wellness and self-motivation. The vaguely amusing juxtaposition don't end there either. You notice a copy of Anthony's LaVey Satanic Bible tucked behind a cheap smiling Buddha. A scientific journal of hematology sits next to teen-oriented pamphlet on the blood type personality theory. The number of religious or quasi-religious symbol, lock, spin, and various emblazoned paraphernalia are I cannot read a single word. Haphazardly? Was it haphazardly, right? Haphazardly. Strewn across the display between the tomes. Damn. Before you even open the door, you can smell the burning incense and hear the corny, fast-easting music seeping through the crackling speakers mounted above the entrance. It's more quaint than what you expect from what Sophie told you about so-called warlocks. Doesn't look like they have much interest in impressing outsiders. Then again, it's true anything you learned these past few nights is that appearance can be deceiving. At this time of night, the shop appears to be closed. Regardless, you ring the bell. You hear someone shuffling around inside. A brief moment later, the latch slides and doors push open just a few inches. A tired-looking blonde in loose clothes appears in the crack. She seems confused, like you just woke her up. She lets out a yawn, scratching her tattooed neck. Finally, she squints in your general direction. Her pale lip curves into an awkward smile. I'm here to advise on anything on vampires. Is Agathon in? Looking at guy Agathon, is he around? The girl gives you a suspicious look over, but opens the door. She takes a few steps back, and you hear footsteps coming from behind a floral curtain that covers the back door. A spectacled, smile-looking woman emerges and looks straight at you. Hello? Come in and follow me. Just don't touch anything, please. Okay. You follow her through the store inside and expect the stuffy air smelly as sandalwood, frankincense. There's so many words and dozen other aromas. Frankincense? What the hell is a frankincense? The woman leads you behind a curtain through the back door onto a rickety staircase. A flight of steps take you up to the second story. You suddenly notice the change in decor. The tracking new age bookstore gives way to something resembling a cross between a library and a workshop. The smell here is strong, too, but much more layered. You're not sure what to make of it at first, but with each whiff, it becomes apparent. Blood. The aroma, though subtle at first, soon becomes overpowering. It takes you a moment to adapt and focus. Aisling Sturbridge? I don't think you know who you are speaking with, so an introduction is order. My name is Aisling Sturbridge, and I'm the High Regent at the Chantry of the Five Brew. You're Andorea, correct? I have to say, you're lucky the word outside the building is only there for notification tonight. Otherwise, it'll be quite unpleasant. What? What do you mean by that? To answer your question, Agathon is here, but he's hard at work and I wouldn't want to disturb him. I am to understand that this is a social visit. How do you know who I am? Well, one thing, knowing who's who in this city is one of my duties as a High Regent, but more importantly, you being on the mind of many, our kindred since Landbilly took you in. It's quite precedent, I'm sure you know. At first under Prince Poundhound, and for Sophie, you're the one do it curiouser. Curiouser? What the fuck is going on? Sophie to do it curiouser? What? What it means? Still, I'm sure you haven't come here to look for dirt on your sire. That would be unwise. I was expecting to find Agathon here. As you might have gathered, he's busy at the moment, so so am I. In fact, so unless there's anything else. So the man enters from the side room. He doesn't even look at you, lost in your own thoughts. Agathon? I have it, Aisling. I think I know how to find it. He catches himself like he notices you. His face turns sour. A visitor? Yes, we were just discussing you, in fact. Is that so? So blankly recommended you. I'm looking for allies. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andorea. I've been told you might be interested in teaming up. Teaming up? He seems very confused by the notion. What for? Yeah. For the company, what else? Resist in your work for the company, what else? Or you only hang on out with dusty furniture? Agathon raises an eyebrow and gives you a long stare. He then turns to Aisling. Hi, Regent, I believe we have something to talk about in private. Something akin to a sarcastic smile appears on the woman's lips. Just a minute, Agathon. You notice Fledge is utterly hopeless on making a good first impression, but I think you should give them a chance to prove their worth. Just one chance tonight. Okay, thanks. Why don't you start by giving our intern here a brief explanation of what is you are after? Agathon gives Aisling a hesitant look, but the woman nods approvingly, encouraged he turns towards you. A member of our clan disappeared without a trace a handful of nights ago, okay? While the High Regent investigate if any foul play was involved, I have been tasked with recovering her research notes if there are anything left to recover, that is. I may have an idea where to start looking, and I suppose this is where you come in. If you truly wish to help, I could use your assistance tonight, right now. In fact, given the time we just wasted on idle chatter, I should leave immediately. Who's the missing person? Kindred? A single glance at is enough. You can tell you're not getting an answer, at least for now. After her research, that's what you should focus on. Very well. These people are in the habit of making things simple. Things layers upon layers of secrecy. You can only hope that what lies beneath is the real deal. I'm heading out. Are you coming or not? I need more info before I decide. On second thought, and just sure, I'll join you. Why not? Sure. Very well. He gives Aisling a slight bow. High Regent, with your permission. She nods. Before you go, however, Andorea defer to Agathon in all things, while clan values obedience above everything else. Prove you can follow, and it is my turn to a mutual beneficial relationship. Okay. I will wait his return and his reports. Good luck, my childie. My childie? Agathon bows again, heads out, urging you to follow. The High Regent watches you leave. What is a High Regent? I shouldn't check. Every chantry has a regent. The regent is responsible for the tutelage of all other Tremere in the domain. While the regent may not teach them personally, she must ensure that all Tremors are being educated. The regent has other duties sent to the clan's protection in the domain. Sometimes it's a representation on the Primogenic Council. Outside, Agathon leads you to this car. It's almost funny seeing him getting behind a wheel. Somehow you expect a more mystical means of transportation. What do you want? Skateboard? A flying sword? You drive south, heading to the lower east side. Agathon seems lost in thought, either that or he's a very careful driver. Either way, several minutes pass in silence. Remain quiet. So, where are we going? Williamsburg. There's a place there our missing colleagues frequented. He seems to be thinking of the right words before he decides to address you again. Let me ask you something. Why me? There's like a couple hundred of us, kindred in New York, yet you seek me out specifically. Why? Sophie spoke highly of you. She gave me a short list of people to meet. You were on it. I see. Once more he grows silent. You are unsure whether to continue prying as your driver seems to disappear into his thoughts. You drive into Williamsburg and stop by a fancy-looking building. We are here. There's a restaurant on the top floor. You want to help, so here's your chance. You get us inside the VIP lobby. Really? How? Once you're in, it's about half an hour of focus and some space. It will up to you to keep attention away from the room. Can you do it? He doesn't wait for an answer and points to the front door. Go ahead, I'm right behind you. Okay. The two of you take the elevator up to the restaurant. The door opens and you see there are only a few guests left sitting to the tables. An important-looking staff member approaches you. The manager. Good evening, I'm very sorry, but the restaurant is closing for tonight. You can make a reservation for next week if you wish. I'm the special kind of client. We're location scouting. We're not regular customer, in fact, we are location scouting for a movie. We'll just take a quick look around and we're gone. No, I'm sorry, we're not interested in being featured in a movie. We'll have to ask you to look elsewhere. I would suggest meeting Walensky on the 21st Club. Presents? Hey, it's all good, we can come in. We'll be in the VIP lobby. It won't take long. The man blinks and a confused smile appears on his face. Yes, of course, no problem. Please come right in. You walk in trying to look casual and make your way towards the VIP lobby. You step inside and close the door behind you. It's a nice place, very high brow, lots of old expensive looking furniture and private rooms to discuss any sordid business one discusses when you are that rich. Your companion looks at you with something aching of admiration, or at least that's how you choose to interpret the slight change of his usual somber facade. Not bad at all. Okay, he inspects the room, is unusually cold, and Agathon soon discovers why. Looking behind the curtain, a window hangs open, the handle lock look like they're being dissolved as with acid. God damn it, Juna. What's with the window? What happened to the window? Somebody broke in, I think I know who. He takes a frantic look around the room. Please change things, keep an eye to the door. I'll need some time, half an hour, at the very least. Nobody disturbs me, understand? He hastily pushes a couch, some spotted plants on the way, moves on the stool, takes out the curved knife, cutting into his own arm. He lets some of his blood drip on the wooden floor. He's pretty fucked up the way his flesh oozes the deep red, thick vitae. In life you have found your stomach churning? Stomach churning? But right now you feel weirdly turned on by the side. A pull is more disturbing yet. In one hand he sheaths the knife and seals the wound. With the other he smears blood around him while muttering some weird chant. It sounds vaguely Latin, but you're pretty sure it isn't. What it can be then? Etrurian? You're more than a little It's all more than a little disconcerting, but he seems to know what he's doing. A few moments later, the circles start glowing faintly as thin wisp of smoke surround Agathon. He sits down in the middle, legs crossed, eyes closed. Minutes pass. Agathon's face twitches from time to time. His head turns every now and then, as if he was looking around or listening on a conversation. The smoke grows thicker, forming a veil around the mage. You expect something more flashy, but still a sight to behold. You wonder what the point of it, but refrain from asking. It's probably best to let Agathon do his thing. For close to 30 minutes, you left on your own device, then suddenly the door opens slightly. The manager leans into the room. You tense out for a second, but he just gives you an awkward smile. Anything you need? You shoo him away before you take a closer look at your companion, and he retreats obediently. 2 minutes later, Agathon casually gets up off the floor and walks over to the sofa. He pushes his hands between the cracks of the upholstery, fishes something out. He then turns to you and nods. We are done here. Let's go. You make your way back to the elevator, passing the manager on your way. He gives you a slight, somehow confused smile, but neither him nor any of his staff get in your way. Despite that, the elevator ride down feels tense and two of you only relax once inside Agathon's car. He starts the engine and takes right to the Continental Army Plaza, back onto the bridge. You're just about to say something, but he beats you to it. That went better than expected, all things considered. It might have been a trick of the light, but you're pretty sure you just saw a smile. I'm used to working alone, but what I'm dealing with right now, I might require some more assistance. You seem capable enough. Found what you came for? So I'm guessing you found what you came for. Sort of, enough to continue research at any rate. That seemed to deplete his social battery for tonight. You dive to rest on the waist in silence. Okay, that went well. It doesn't take you long to reach the wall of high that Agathon waves at you absent-mindedly, once again lost in his thoughts, hopelessly so. Once of these nights you should probably take him up to his offer. Who knows if you gain his trust. Maybe you can actually break through his stoic facade and meet him underneath. Not long after you wake up, Gregory knocks on the door of your apartment. Hello, Gregory! I thought he was a middle-aged man, to be honest. He looks so much fine. I came to pick you up. Miss Langley wants to see you. You know what she needs me for? What if I don't want to see her? Well, my friend was good while it lasted. The last two nights were nice. I had freedom initiative. Could do while it lasted, I guess. You smile apologetically. Then shoot the message. The car's waiting, shall we? You wrestled with the same thoughts a few nights ago. Maybe you should just leave, disappear. Let's hope we find somebody else to employ. But then you remember the Anarch tug being cut down by Kadir, and how close you were to the same fate. Not even a week ago. That it might still happen if you step out of line. You follow suit. With your previous visit, Sophie seems not entirely present when you enter. Her eyes are locked onto one of the paintings in the room. You're pretty sure it was here earlier, but she'd be feeling as if she's seeing it for the first time in her life, entirely entranced. God damn it! Gregory cleared his throat. Sophie turns to the both of you, and a bit of irritation in her countenance that soon gives way to a pleasant, warm smile. You're here, excellent. Thank you, Gregory. Her door releases, and she turns her attention to you. I hope you had a good few nights and made some new acquaintance. But I have to say, I'm happy to see you, Andorea. Thank you for coming. Somehow survived us. The changing mood of the room is so sudden and startling, it makes you consider the true power of a vampiric charisma. Rationally, you know you're being manipulated, but you don't even care. Her eyes, her notion, her entire body language all feel 100% genuine in expressing legitimate interest in you and your well-being. I have a request for you this night. I need to find somebody for me and make a delivery. She points to the statue at the side of the room. You notice a plain-looking flash drive lying on the edge where the inanimate archbow touches the pedestal. The man you'll be looking for will call himself the Kaiser. He has eyes and ears all over New York and is ready for something to happen here without his knowledge. You take this flash drive and bring it to him. In exchange, he will give you an address which I need to know as soon as possible. You are about to ask what's on the drive, but Sophie proves to be one step ahead of you. And don't worry about the contents, they are encrypted. Precaution for it if the data falls into the wrong hands, but it won't, correct? Okie dokie. She gives you a smile that just a handful of a night ago would make you feel like melting. And Andorea, Kaiser is a Nosferatu, that twisted, deformed lineage of kindred. He's old and his age has made him even more paranoid than others of his clan tend to be. He holds many heavens and changes them often. From what I've gathered, he or one of his servants should be found at the park of Coney Island tonight. You have to identify them somehow. Somehow? Wait, what that's supposed to be? I'm looking for that deformed dude. That's literally what you just told me. I'm told Kaiser has spent many of his nights these past years being driven around the city on black limo. Maybe keep an eye out for it. A limo? Okay, the smile again, but much shorter. Anything more on Kaiser? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for a dude. You cannot even describe it to dude, so I don't... looking for the dude. Okay, a black limo or a deformed dude. It's been here long enough. But as long as I have, he got into a lot of trouble for exchanging information with both the Anarchs and Camarilla in the past, but ultimately got off scot-free. SMH. Kaiser Webb's information proved to be strong enough to shield him from the consequences of playing both sides. Some say that's the best proof of his abilities. In any case, be careful when talking to him. He's very particular about everyone's ethic except his own. Good night and good luck. She flashes one last smiles at you and turns back to the painting. Clearly done with the conversation, you pocket the flash drive and head towards Coney Island. Yeah, Coney Island! Looks far destroyed now. Takes you better part of an hour. Reach the lights and sound the Coney Island amusement park. From the city, the drive is almost pleasant at this time of the night. Thank God for Belt Parkway. There are plenty of people here tonight, but nobody who stands out as traveling pour voir or as secrets. Then again, if they did stand out, it will be kind of pointless, right? Nothing to do but figure out the right approach. An opportunity. Bum. Bum? Search for sign of Kaiser. Bum? Bum? Temporarily stump, you feel the frustration building inside. You come to recognize what it is. Hunger. The beast calling for indulge your vice and lash out. It has to be silenced. You take a short walk away from the lights on the less frequented, poorly lit areas. If there are any option revealed themselves, one does. An older bum has settled inside in a small niche between two buildings, has just begun loudly but incoherently praying. Hard to say who's praying to, but he's entirely engrossed. Good for you, he barely sees you coming, you bite down trying to ignore the smell of a washed body, and soil blanket underneath. The taste is, hold up, that's familiar, yeah. This guy's on a party pill, or two. Or you stop drinking. You feel woozy but happy, but the word spins a bit, then starts spinning on the other way. You get it under control. And then you don't. You feel your thoughts scattering in all directions. Every detail of your surroundings turn into a potential fascination. Far away, light of sounds composing beautiful symphony. You bask in the afterglow of a successful feeling you're at the top of the world, superhuman, a master of the night, a god. A few tangents later, straight thoughts saying, this isn't good, breaks through the layers of noise inside your head. You realize you've been standing in place for 15 minutes. And staring at you intently is a man with a gun in his hands. Okay. Oh, there he is. Stay put. There's someone who would like to have a word with you. We're gonna wait for him while here. Rush the man. Who am I meeting? Who's the guy I'm meeting? Your words come slurred, barely coherent. Somebody who's going to be pretty pissed that you hunted his domain, buddy. Gotta tell you, I'm not envious. The hum of car engine and the soft screech of brakes reach your ears. The headlights of a black limo pierce the night. And there's the boss. Let's go. He motioned towards the light with his gun. You're coming too, finally in charge of your body, or at least you think so. The car's door open, but nobody comes out. The stranger keeps motioning into the car. You hope it's the limo you expect. For a moment, you're pretty sure that what you see inside the car is just a bomb truck block kicking in for encore. The inside the limo used to be a luxury lounge, the kind with a stripper pole and a bar full of alcohol, but it currently has none of that. Instead, there are monitors and consoles. There are dozens of displays, each one showing something different. Surveillance camera footage, stock market quotes, television news, emails, tweets, side movies, and Lofi's footage of a gory torture session. Lofi footage of a gory. Okay, that's new. That's definitely new. You wonder if the limo owner can focus on anything while surrounded by all this visual noise, and then realize there is nobody there, or is there? A man blinks into existence on a leather-covered couch, attempting to maintain something that approximates a regal presence. You're 100% sure it's Kaiser. Surrounded by a dimly lit computer screen, his features are even more ghastly than you imagine. All sharp angles of twisted bone, mangled flesh, and crude teeth. He bears them in an awful parody of a smile. Okay, the door closed behind you. Oh, this limo is huge. So the waste of good blood outside tells me Sophie Langley sent you. You got something for me? You read uncle and pull the flash drive from your pocket and slowly pass it to Kaiser. He plugs into a USB port and arm in his chair and displays the data on one of the screens that happens to be turned away from you. It takes him about a minute to access the data. Let me guess, this is from Langley. She says she'd be having something like this. You're her new flunky? You have to bite your tongue to keep from arguing with the word he chose, but you're not. Who do you people think I am? I saw this footage a week ago. He moves the flash drive and throws it back at you in disgust. That's Sophie, that deals off. She wants her address, she can give me something else. Presents. You take on the most persuasive voice and amicable stance you can in what basically constitutes the layer of a megalomaniacal monster. Come on man, don't send me back empty-handed, take the data and honor the deal. It mean a lot to me. The sound of Nosferatu producing is supposed to be laughter, you think. You're pretty sure he will fall over and die at any second if anything other than that. Oh, look at me, I'm so pretty and well spoken. I'm gonna feed you this bullshit and you're gonna cram it in and ask for a second. What the fuck do you think you are? You know what I should do for trying to pull that trick on me? I should mutilate your face and rub salt into the wounds, rip your tongue out and use it to stuff a fucking turkey. Only CM gracious mood tonight, plus I hate turkeys, they disgust me. What? So I'm going to give you a chance to make this little transaction up to me. I'll contact you, maybe I'll even throw in the stupid address so Langley can shove it out there, cunt. But right now, unless you can, but right now, unless you want me to get really pissed off, you show yourself out. I'm pretty sure you're done here, you get out, close the door behind you, and the car immediately stops backing up. The back windows slide past you and soon the limo is on its way. Kaiser is nowhere to be seen, so you make your way to your car and drive back, wondering what tomorrow brings. That's it? I thought he wanted to give me things to do, but I guess they didn't care. You know what to expect when you return to the small bookstore semi-Agathon's heaven. The cacophony of awkward imagery assaults you from the book cover display on the window, but under the fake facade there is something real. This time the Buddha's satanic Bibles storefront seem almost funny. Perhaps you just started tuning into the dry humor of this trainer. Just you're about to ring the doorbell, the door opens in Agathon's stone mouth. You step aside, just time to avoid having him stumble into you. Andorea, what are you doing here? Came to help you? Hey, don't be a dick. Hey, don't be a dick. Please stop giving me a hard time. Why are you being such a dick? I came to help you. Agathon looks at your outbursting surprise. Keep your emotion under control, otherwise you're no use to me. Now, let's go. Agathon walks to his car with you in a tow. It didn't occur to you last time, but a surprising pedestrian vehicle and aging mid-sized family sedan. Imagine what it would look like with a baby seat in the back. Hoping that on the driver's side, I got to notice your look. Not what you want, but it's a conspicuous and practical. You sit in a car, Agathon start driving in his usual careful style, at least you'll never be stopped by traffic cops. Seeing Agathon is not into small talk. What is it all about? I love a good mystery as much as the next vampire, but at some point you have to tell me what we're doing. Let me ask you a question in return. Have you ever tasted animal blood? From sheep, for example? No. New York is not the best place to hunt for wildlife, you know. You'd be surprised, there are plenty of pigeons, rats and dogs, cats. But your instinct is correct, animal blood tastes vile. If it didn't, our armed lives would be very different. Anyway, something to think about. You exit Manhattan over Brooklyn Bridge and soon reach the site of a nightclub that seems to be your destination. It's on the riverfront, a converted former warehouse. At a start, you recognize the place, the club where the fate latched the cold, grubby hands onto your soul. You wanted to party, but instead you become a monster. How's that for a hangover? After Agathon parks the car, it's time for you to enter the nightclub. You glance at Tremor, evaluating him. It's obvious this is not his kind of place. There's a good chance the research notes are here, so it's not certain. What we're looking for is here. Nothing in life is or death is certain. Nothing life or death is certain. Okay, there's a line into the club. It looks like a popular spot even based on the crowd. It's not exactly a place for supermodels and celebrities. Chump the bouncer. You walk up to the man at the door and smile. Hey, you remember me, right? Mind if we go in? The bouncer looks at you, taken in by your supernatural charisma. It doesn't matter whether he really remembers you or not. Sure, go in, right in. Have a great night. You walk into the club and your old people standing in line. The music beats down you, bringing with memories of a human existence. The first time you went dancing with friends, when you flirted with someone on the dance floor. This time is different. You're a predator, and everyone around you is prey. Tightly packed, twitching sacks of blood and tissue. You sense emotion all around you: blood, tinted happiness, lust, rage, jealousy, love, and pathetic sensation. Can I eat? Focus. Keep an eye out for trouble while I look for what I came to find. You now follow Agathon through the throng, trying to ignore all the wrong flesh and circulating blood around you. Feel an opportunity to drink from a club goer. Focus on helping Agathon. As on the prize, you came here to help Agathon, that's what you'll do. Agathon waits through the dancing people with purpose, but you have no idea how he's searching for the missing research notes. Perhaps he's using an enchanté, sense of vampire or some exoteric sorcerers. At least he seems to know what he's doing. Juno. You swear to avoid a drunken man who was just about to spill beer on you and try to see what Agathon is looking at. The young woman intends purposely a little out of place, the nightclub, just like you and Agathon. Who's Juno? She is a tremor, a renegade. Bad news. Bad news. The woman Juno elbows a drunken man out of her way and points a finger at Agathon's face. Okay. Agathon, you traitor! Did you dare stand between me and what's mine? You look at the woman in surprise. Her appearance stands in contrast with the anger in her words. Juno, you know Aileen will not let you leave with the notes. Perhaps she won't let you leave at all. Juno pulls close to Agathon's face and stage whispers loudly, enough for you to hear her voice. Hear her over the music. You're still so brainwashed that you care about that Aileen fucking Starbridge once. I'm done jumping through her hoops. I don't know what I saw in you. Agathon, you're such a lapdog. She's your ex? Sorry to interrupt, but is woman your ex? Yes, we used to date. Oh, god damn it. maybe we still would if you weren't such a fucking coward, Agathon. That's not fair, Juno. It's fair you know it, and you're busy licking Aileen boots to realize what we need. Aileen doesn't wear boots. Don't correct me. Don't correct me. At the start you realize Juno is genuinely upset. It's hard to say how long ago they broke up and the wounds are still there. You're the kind of man who takes the side of his boss over his girlfriend. Juno's eyes glistening red with blood over her tears. You look at Agathon with uncertainty. It was for your own good. Juno steps back, suddenly cold, ignoring the people dancing all around. She stares hard at Agathon. The past is past, the tradition are dead to me. You won't stop me, Agathon. I'll make sure that here now you know I have the power. No, Juno, please! Agathon sounds panicked. He's not worried about his own survival, but the possibility that Juno is going to unleash a genuine masquerade breach. Sucker punch Juno. I would love to do that. Present Cal. Calling on the powers of your blood, you step closer to Juno between her and Agathon. Agathon was being an asshole. Don't hurt yourself just to get back at him. He's not worth it. Juno looks at you in the eyes and you can see that she's tired and scared. Defecting from the Tremere is not easy or safe. You're right. She turns to go, then stops and glances back to you. You should pick better friends. With that, Juno walks through the oblivious dance towards the exit. Looking around, you realize that Agathon didn't stay to witness your exchange with Juno. Instead, he worked his way around the dancing crowd looking for the notes using his arcane methods. After Juno is gone, he returns shaking his head. The notes were here, but not anymore. It's possible someone grabbed them when they hunted it. When they hunted here? After making sure Juno is nowhere to be seen, you and Agathon push your way back outside. Outside, you walk to Agathon's car and drives back over Brooklyn Bridge and to Manhattan, heading to Agathon's heaven. Juno mentions some very personal things. Trust your discretion is not discussing those things with Ailing. Of course. Your love life is your business. Thank you. After a while, you reach Agathon's heaven, and he parks the car. You walk to the occult bookstore, and Agathon invites you inside. The smell of incense assaults you before making you grateful. You don't have to breathe. You follow Agathon upstairs to find Eileen Sturbridge in an armchair reading an old book. She puts a bookmark in the place you come in. You were successful, I hope? No, I'm sorry. The notes were there at some point, but not anymore. That's a shame. I hope you don't run out of time. How did Sophie, little prodigy, do? Agathon turns to look at you. Well, surprisingly well. That's a surprise. I have to compliment Sophie on her choice. We met Juno. Fortunately, she couldn't find the notes either. That's interesting. Regent turns to look at you. What was your impression of Juno, Fledgling? Angry. She was very angry. I don't know what you people did to her, but she's pissed. What we did? Careful now, Fledgling. She made her own choice, but as they were. Anyway, you have some things to discuss with Agathon. Run along now. You leave the cool bookstore, the cheesy mystical music still in your ears as you walk away. You wonder about what happened with Juno, why she's so anxious to leave her clan. Can she really do that? Could you leave Sophie's service if you wanted to? And ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this story, and as far as we're concerned, what a mess. So have a lovely day and good lovely bye. God damn it, bloody flash blind.